Remember, one of the key assumptions of OLS is that if we have a population, the sample that we are picking from this population is random. That is, you want to make sure that the sample that we are picking, it's representing all the individuals in this population. And if we pick this sample systematically, for example, if we pick sample only from this part of the population, then the estimates that we will get for these coefficient values, they will represent only the effect of the explanatory variables on y variable only for this specific population rather than for the whole population. And essentially, we want to make statistical inferences about this whole population from this sample. So what happens if our sample is non-random? I'm going to give you two examples and two types of models to show that in some cases, non-random sample may not be very problematic, and in other cases, it may be problematic. Okay, so if the sample is non-random in the way that certain age groups, income groups, or household sizes were over or underrepresented, this is not a problem for the regression model because we may be interested in analyzing only a subgroup of individuals falling in that group. For example, if our data was based on a survey of people over 35 years of age, and again, what we are doing here is we are selecting a sample from this population and we are omitting anybody who is under 35 from this sample. So we are ignoring this part of the population. While this is not ideal, if our question is related to the saving behavior of individuals, those are 35 years or above, then it's not very problematic and we can go ahead and still get unbiased and consistent estimators of the parameters in the population. So again, here if we pick a sample of individuals 35 years and above, we can make statistical inferences about that particular sample based on our picked sample, and it's not very problematic. On the other hand, if we want to know how education and experience and age determines the wealth of people, and we get a survey and we collect data, we observe that only people with wealth in certain range participated in our survey, and people with high or low income, they may not participate in our survey, and this will bias the regression results because these individuals may be systematically different from those who don't refuse to take part in our survey. Another example could be if you are interested in collecting data for IQ and you ask people about their IQ, we will imagine that only people with high IQ will participate in this survey, and people with low IQ will probably not participate in the survey or skip the question about their IQ. So this type of problem is called sample selection bias. And again, if there is a sample selection bias, we'll probably be using a method like Heckman selection model rather than OLS to estimate our coefficient values. Okay, in the next video, I will talk about outliers and how to deal with outliers by using a method called least absolute deviations estimator. All right, I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.